doing a show, and like I was so sick and didn't know what was going on with me.
So before we begin, I would like to let you know my name is Drea. Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Drea.
Nice to meet you as well. I reached out because I see you're an artist and stuff. You're doing things. So yeah, I reached out to you because, you know, you're an artist in Reno. You do all these different things. So I thought it would be interesting to bring you on my podcast.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I had your son, and he was acting a fool. I'm just playing. He was cool though.
No, he was.
No, he was funny, and I needed that on my channel. So I'm like, yeah, it was cool to bring him on though.
Good. Good.
Yeah, so you could tell the viewers a little about yourself.
Are we starting now?
Yeah, and let's begin. Well, whenever you're ready, honestly. Just whenever you're ready.
No, that's good. So, I'm born and raised here in the city, in Reno.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing music since I was like 15. And, you know, it's just been a journey. Been in bands, toured, been in Vegas as a house band, toured all over the place with a few bands. Just finished a stint with a band for 15 years called Jelly Bread, where I was a drummer and lead singer. So that's basically, you know, my story is music, like all things music, gospel, hip hop. I was a hip hop producer, still am. I don't know why I keep saying was. I'm actually producing some stuff right now. But so yeah, I'm just an all around artist, just musician.
So you were in a band.
Father.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
What were you gonna say?
I said and father. So.
Oh yeah, I know your daughters. I just met your son like prior to that video, but yeah, I know your daughters though. So yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I went to school with all of them basically. I went to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went? Oh yeah, all of them. They all did that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you mentioned your band, Jelly Bread. You're still like in the band, right?
Yeah. We took a little break, but like we've been around so long, we still get calls to do stuff. So it's kind of like I don't think it'll die ever. We just want to do things differently.
So how did that name?
On solo project again. And also, I'm starting my own solo project again. I haven't done a solo album in a while since Jelly Bread started, so I'm actually working on my own project now. So
Okay, how that name come about?
So there was another band that my guitar player was in called Puffer Billy, and their initials and logo was a PB, and everybody used to call them Peanut Butter. Mm-hmm. And so when that band broke up, they said, "All we got left is Jelly and the Bread," and so it became a name. And it's a sticky situation, you know. We got a whole bunch of different blends of artists that come together and made the sound that we made. So
how did you find members to be in your band?
So it was already 2 guitar players in the band, and when I met them, they were at, well, I had known one of the guitar players since I was a kid. He grew up with my brother. And funny thing is, my dad was at this bar in Sparks called Cantina during their Thursday night, or Thursdays that they did out there when we used to have farmers market. And my dad called me and was like, "Hey, there's these 2 guys playing guitars, and there's a drum set on stage, and nobody's playing. You should come down here." So I got up, went down there, and seen who it was. It was my buddy Dave. So I hopped on stage and just started playing. And Dave plays with his eyes closed, so he didn't know until I started playing that I was even there.
Okay.
And so we had both just moved back to Reno the same year, and we really had left Reno at the same time as well. So for us to come back in the same time, it was kind of meant for us to reconnect like this. And so that's how the three of us started playing. Then we rehearsed one night, and I was like, you guys, we don't have a bass player. So I called my uncle, and he came over on his 10-speed with his bass on his back to my studio, and that's how Jelly Bread first started. It was just the four of us.
Okay.
So from that, we've had like 7 different bass players. No, I think it's 5 different bass players, a few different keyboard players. The last bass player was my oldest son, Cliff. So, yeah, so it's just, just basically we just get what's needed.
Yeah. Do you all work together well, or you guys have some bumps in the road? Okay.
Yeah, I've only encountered one member of the band that we just was like, nah, you gotta go.
Why was that?
We fired one person. He just didn't have the same vibe as us. Like our music is all about a vibe, and then being on the road and touring and all that kind of stuff. It has to be a vibe, and if it's not that, then there's no sense in being on stage with us.
Yeah, definitely.
Bad. It was so bad that like people were at our shows and was asking us after the show like, that guy don't look like he wants to be here.
Wow.
Why is he on stage with you guys? And so that's like, nah, we don't need that.
Oh yeah, you gotta go. How did that person take it though?
He didn't take it well.
Okay.
He was on a full social media rant about it and all of that, but we just, whatever.
Yeah, it's business. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Exactly. Next man up. Thank you, free service.
So what inspired you to be a singer?
I was singing like background choruses and stuff for some friends of mine that I was producing, and then I never still really thought that I was going to be a singer. I was more rapping and playing drums and stuff, and then when I went on tour with a band from Vegas, there was a guy, we were opening for the OJs, and you probably don't know if you know who the OJs are.
I don't think so.
I hope you know who the OJs are.
I'm not sure. I'm just going with the flow.
For the OJs, and the lead singer, Andy Levert, he heard me singing because I was singing in the background because one of the guys wasn't there. When I got off stage, he was like, boy, you can sing, you can really sing. And so from that, I think it inspired me to really like go forward in the singing. And my dad's a singer, he's been a singer, and I tried to emulate him a lot. And then, just hearing it from somebody of that magnitude just kind of pushed me into doing it more. That's
good. That's an inspirational story though. Is there anyone in the music industry you look up to or would collab with?
There's so many. The range is kind of crazy. Like I want to do a song with Fred Hammond and Kirk Franklin, and then I want to do a song with DJ Quick and E40, and then I want to do a song with Music Soul Child. So
okay.
And then my ultimate collab is like Erykah Badu and music. So
have you thought about like Boys to Men? I could see that with you. I don't know why. I just could picture it.
You know what? I actually just yeah, that would be amazing as well. I actually just got to sing a Boys to Men song on this cruise I was on.
Oh wow!
And like when I finished singing the song, everybody was like, "We thought Wanye was here."
Wow! See, people can see what I see. That's why I'm saying like Boys to Men. That would be like a good.
I guess so.
That would be a good collab.
That would be dope. I actually wanted to be on Wanye's. Did you see Wanye's? Like his, he did like a talent show thing on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always miss it. Every time he does it, I'm always too late.
Wow, you gotta stay on top of that.
I'm hecka tardy to Instagram. I don't be on there like that.
Yeah.
So I miss a lot of stuff.
That would be a good opportunity.
Yeah. I would love for that to happen. I'll see him again though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I run across them quite a bit.
Do you like when you travel for shows, or is it like too much?
That's my favorite thing in the world to do.
Okay.
I love touring. Touring is amazing. I've been as far as Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, with bands touring, but I've toured all across America. Jelly Bread has been as far as Rochester, New York, Florida, back up to Seattle, and everywhere in between.
So where has been like the best place you ever been? Do you have like a favorite place, or you just love traveling in general?
I just love traveling, but I think my favorite place that we played was actually in this place called Sandpoint, Idaho.
Okay.
The place called the Hive, and it was just a venue. It was the venue. It was just amazing. Probably one of my favorite venues to play until I played the Red Rocks in Denver. Then it'll be that.
Do you always have like a good audience, or some people are kind of just like not into it sometimes, or do you always get like a good crowd?
So being on tour, it's never well, for us, it was never consistently a great show every show.
Okay.
Like some shows you do when you're touring, and you're a band doing original music, you run into shows where it's 5 people there. But those 5 people loved it, you know what I mean? So you still do your show and you still have a great time doing it, no matter if it's 2 people or 2,000 or 20,000, whatever we've done. We try and put out the same energy from the stage. So me personally, I always have a great time on stage because I feel blessed to be able to do it.
Absolutely.
So, I don't have a bad show unless I'm sick, and then I'm upset that I don't get to put my all into it.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, I love what I do.
That's good. Do you have any obstacles that you had to face in the beginning?
Being away from my kids was a huge obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah, financially it was a huge obstacle because you have to step out, you know, not knowing how much you're gonna make up on that tour, because that's, you know, your tour is what pays your bills. So you know, stepping out and not knowing who's gonna show up at that show. Like I said, 5 people show up, not making no money for that night.
Right.
But you gotta keep going to the next city. You know what I mean? So financially it was an obstacle, and like I said, being away from my kids, that was always good. Lucky though, because my kids understand it, because while I was playing around here, I would bring them to shows. Like, they would be on the side of the stage, they'd help me back up, they'd watch the show, so they understood, like, when I did go, what I was doing. So
yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, how do you balance your career and then like your life with your family?
So normally what I would do before I would leave town, I'd always try and get all the kids. I have a lot of them, but at that time of touring, I would try and get all 6 of them together.
Yeah.
And go out. Don't be laughing. See, you trying to cover this.
I didn't know you had 6 kids though. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know you had 6.
I have 7.
7. My dad has a lot too. He's about right there with you. Yeah, but as you were saying, I didn't mean to laugh. Sorry about that.
So I would try and get them all together, and we go do something, like, you know, go eat or go shoot pool or go somewhere, do something before I would leave on tour. And then as soon as I get back, try and get them again and do the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
So just so they know that, you know, I did care. I didn't want to just leave. So
yeah, there is a balance. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have any other dreams in life to be anything else?
You know, I thought I was going to be a sports person, and then when I got to high school and started in marching band, that was it. I just wanted to do music. So I've always just wanted to do the music.
So you had the love for sports. You love?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. What type of sports?
Baseball and football.
You just kind of fell out of love with it? Or was music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, music took over.
Okay.
I'd rather be in the band room than on the football field.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen that you sung the national anthem. What was that experience like?
I've done it a lot. I've done it for the Reno Aces. I've done it for the Bighorns. I did it for the Barons when they were here, football team. And doing it for the UNR basketball team was also amazing. I mean, being from Reno and doing it there is huge for me. I mean, you know, being a hometown kid, that's your team. So to have that experience is always great.
What was it like the very first moment like you ever performed?
The very first moment I performed?
Yeah, like, you know. Yeah,
I don't even know when that was.
You know, like when you first got on stage, do you ever get nervous or are you hyped?
Oh,
how do you prepare yourself?
I'm always nervous.
You always get nervous?
I always get nervous.
Okay, so how do you balance that? Like, how do you handle being nervous? I'm a nervous person too. Like, I'm nervous now. How do you handle it though?
Well, so first thing I do is I try and like look over the crowd and check the pulse of like how people are already acting. And like most of the time when I'm doing a show, I can set the tone with the first song.
Right.
So I just get once I look over the audience and see how they are, I kind of gauge my first song off of that. And once we end, then that's, you know, there's no time to be nervous. I gotta go.
So when you're on stage, do the nerves go away? Are you still kind of shaky a little bit?
Yeah, because I can't think about it. If I think about the nerves, that's when you start messing up.
Right. That's true.
Not being in the moment. Like once you're in the moment, it's best to stay there and not think about what else is gonna happen because you're already there now. Like there's no time for any of that. You just gotta deliver what you're there for at that point.
Yeah. Have you ever auditioned for anything like American Idol, The Voice?
I did American Idol the last year I was of age to do it, and I went to San Francisco to audition, and yeah, it was like a screaming loud crowd after I finished singing, and the guy still told me no, so that broke my heart. And then I've done The Voice 4 times auditioning. I think I went back to San Francisco. I've been at LA, and I did it when it came here just before COVID. And I did it just before COVID. Actually got the yes and got the okay to go to LA, and then COVID hit, and they had to chop it down to the first wave of people that they had accepted because they had to cut it to just virtual.
Yeah.
And so Reno was not a part of that auditioning class.
Wow.
So I didn't get to go.
I would say though, even if you do get a no, that shouldn't stop you from, keep following your dreams because you're still a good singer.
It ain't stopping me.
Yeah, I see it's not stopping you. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you get a no, you're gonna get 1,000 no's. Yeah.
It stings, but it just is like, okay, well, I'm not that cup of tea. It's okay. I got, shows lined up as well, so somebody will like it.
Yeah. Funny thing is, I auditioned for The Voice and I got a no like right off the bat. So I'm like, okay, maybe singing ain't for me, period. But it's not gonna stop me from doing anything. I'm gonna keep going. I'm just not really passionate about it.
Stuff too?
Yeah. Growing up, singing was my passion. And then I did hair. Now I'm doing YouTube. I'm just like all over the place. I'm still trying to figure out myself in life. I'm only 24, so I'm still figuring out life,
You got time.
Yeah.
You got time to have fun still. play with it. I feel like I still got time to. So
yeah, as long as you're still living, you got time for anything. It's never too late. So
right, exactly.
So what keeps you what keeps you motivated to keep going?
Being a success for my family, being able to leave them with something from what I've been struggling and fighting through, like doing this music. If it can eventually pay off to where I leave them with something and leave them a legacy and, you know, comfortable when I'm gone, then that's what keeps me going.
Has there
I feel like that's why God has me here. Like, there's been times where I've been on my deathbed. I've been sick in the hospital for 6 weeks. I've been to the point where I almost died a couple times, and He kept saving me. So, and this music and spreading my message and spreading His message, and even if I'm not doing gospel music, I still get people telling me they see, you know, God in me, and they see the spirit that I hold and carry through whatever, you know, how I'm doing my music, how I'm playing drums, how I'm singing, whatever. They see it still, so I feel like that's why He is keeping me doing what I'm doing.
Not to be in your business, but do you want to speak on, like, when you were sick, if you want to get into that? You don't have to if you don't want to.
So, I have this condition called rhabdomyolysis, which is a deterioration of your muscles. And the first time it hit me, I was actually way up in western Nevada in this place called Wendover, and I was doing a show, and like I was so sick and didn't know what was going on with me, but I was still trying to play the drums. Like I was falling over sideways playing the drums, and then after that show, managed to get in the car and drive home and get to the hospital, and was in there for 6 weeks behind it. So yeah, it was crazy. They didn't even know what was wrong with me actually for a while until they diagnosed it. So,
I'm sorry you have to go through something like that. I have a disease called lupus, which the doctors tell me there's no cure for, but I believe in God and I have faith in myself. So anything is possible. Right. You don't look sick, which is a good thing. You don't look like, you know, you have any problems or anything. So that's a blessing too.
Thank you. Yeah. Definitely. Neither do you. I would never knew you had lupus.
Yes, I hate it every day, but yeah. I'm not gonna say hate, but obviously I dislike it. But I'm blessed. Every day is a blessing. So yeah.
Yes, it is.
Would you like to add in anything else about new music coming out? What do you have in store?
I'm actually working on, like I said, I'm working on new music now. I'm actually in the studio right now.
Okay.
And I'm working with a producer that produced on Erykah Badu's first album.
Wow, congratulations.
Out of Dallas. And I was working with Kirk Franklin's music director until he got sick, and so now I'm just praying for him to get better first, and then hopefully I'll be back working with him. So then I'm working with my son, writing some stuff, and it's just hopefully I get to go on tour again this summer. I'm pushing my son Peso to go on tour as well. So
yes, he needs to.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
He'll bring in the energy. He has good energy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what type of audience do you want to attract, like with your music?
I just want to attract music lovers. I don't do genre specific music, but I am more like heavily funk and R&B influenced. So, you know, I just want people to dig it. Yeah, you were mentioning your son. You want him to go on tour. No, you're fine.
So yeah, what were you gonna say about that?
I want him to go on tour.
Yeah.
No, that he needs to go on tour. I was just telling him yesterday that it's time. Like he's never done a tour. So he's performed around here a lot, and you know he gets a very good response when he does. So it's time for him to take that step. So that's what I'm pushing him to do now. Definitely,
that would be good. Do you feel like people from support other artists are entrepreneurs out here?
Not as much as they used to. Like, we used to have a very good community of people. Like, when you do a show, there would be, other artists there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But now it's kind of like everybody, it feels to me like a lot of the artists are about just themselves and they don't want to support other people, which is not the way that you advance. Like, I mean, in the realm of music that I'm in, like the live band stuff that I'm in, there is great support still. Like, there is other artists that go and support everybody else. There's other artists that play with other artists. So, I mean, I think there's a disconnect with the younger generation of musicians and artists and singers.
Yeah, I feel like especially there's not that many people that support.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah.
At all, if I'm being honest. Like support. That's coming out of my mouth. He's not saying that's coming out of me because I don't get a lot of support from just gonna say it. But it is what it is. I feel like they just want.
I didn't even know you sang, so you gotta do some more. You gotta sing. Right? We need you.
Right, because I don't have no music
community. We need more artists.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to start like a talent show and an open mic night and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll come out to that, and then
definitely
see you. And like I'm trying to create that vibe out here to where, I mean, so there's a disconnect because there's not an outlet for artists, for singers, for people that want to express themselves. We don't really have that outlet. I think there's something happening tonight though that I'm gonna go check out. But other than that, I don't really see it like I see it in like LA or like I see it in Vegas or you know what I mean, other cities, to where we could be the exact same way. Where if it's a jam night or something like that, like just get up on stage and let go.
Yeah.
And then, that creates a vibe and people will start seeing us.
Yeah, nobody needs to be in competition. Like, I hate when people try to compete or, just see me as like a threat. Like, there's no reason for that. I'm about positive vibes, good energy, so I'm gonna be good regardless. Nobody has to compete with me. People don't get it though. Some people do, some people don't.
See, the whole thing about that is there's a certain type of competition that's healthy.
Right.
There's a saying, iron sharpens iron.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're on stage with somebody else that's about to hit the stage as well, and you go off and get in, then that makes them go off and get it in too. But it shouldn't be animosity type of thing or something like I'm trying to show you up. It should be more like, let's go here. All right, I'm going here too. All right, well, let's go higher. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Right.
So where it's not a competition, it's more I'm pushing you to be great, and you can push me to be great too.
Yep, exactly.
That's you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what it should be about. It shouldn't be about that kind of, I'm showing you up kind of competition. And I think we need to learn that out here. And I don't give a damn. I'll spread that out to everybody. Everybody needs to know it.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, ain't nothing to sugarcoat. It's just being real.
Right.
People are from here. They know how people from are. Like, they'll get it.
Exactly.
Not even just black people. I'll just say Reno in general, but mainly people are. They be like, I'm not gonna support that or.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get that a lot. So trust me, I know. Jelly Bread's main audience is and they love us and they follow us, and you know what I mean. When we go out of town, we get a lot of love, but I don't get people that I went to school with to come out to a show.
Yeah, thank you. The same thing with me. Like, it's not people from like you
It's
grew
just
up
like
with.
that.
Cold world.
I
But
don't care either. Yeah, I don't care.
No.
It just sounds fun shit. I mean, stuff. So whatever.
Yeah, it's true. Do you have any advice? That was my last question. Like, any advice for people who want to sing, start a band? Anybody want to be in that industry?
Start. Just start. It don't even. It's nothing else matters. Just start. Just start doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, record yourself singing other people's stuff. Let people know you are a singer. and just go, and don't worry about how it's gonna come out.
Right.
Like, and then
Wait, you know, I can't think of her number. You had it.
don't don't let a negative response stop you
And you
from
know,
doing it.
wait, and I know Joanna.
There's always gonna be negativity. That's what people need to realize
Like
too.
you said, yeah, like you said, that no from the voice and all of that stuff, it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Like if you know that you're supposed to be singing, just keep on singing,
Yeah.
and then become a background singer. If you have, if there's a singer out there that has a problem with the stage, become a background singer. Start there. You don't know how many great artists started off as background singers.
So what is
You know what I mean? That went on to do great things. Anthony Hamilton was D'Angelo's background singer. So was Andy Stone. You know what I mean? Marvin Gaye was a backup drummer before he became Marvin Gaye. You know what I mean? He was a session drummer. It's so many artists that start at a level, but it just built them into what they wanted to be.
Yeah.
Do karaoke. Go build your stage presence off of doing karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's all kind of ways, avenues. Don't get stuck and be comfortable in one genre of music. Explore all genres of music and just have fun with it. Make it your own.
Yeah, that's some great advice. I even took that advice in. I want to start singing more and like come out with songs, but I gotta be comfortable and confident in myself. That's my only issue. But you gave great advice.
Well, thank you. You should do it. You definitely should do it.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you don't even know if I could sing, first off.
There's a space for you out there.
Yeah. But I say, you don't know if I can sing. You trying to push me to sing. You don't know if I can sing.
I do. I know you can sing. I know you can sing.
I don't know. I wouldn't even say if I can or can't. I just gotta be confident.
You don't have to. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I can dig that. It's a confidence thing. But I can tell you can sing already. I've been doing this a long time.
Mhm. How could you tell? Like, is the presence?
You have a tone in your voice. You have a tone in your voice.
Okay.
Already.
I see.
And yeah, I know you can sing.
Yeah, I am going to be working on
it. When we finish the interview.
I was going to ask you, did you want to sing like on the interview? I'm glad you mentioned it. No, I'm not going to push you to do anything that you don't want to do. It's all about being comfortable.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to push you to do anything you don't want to do. But yeah, thank you so much for being a part of my podcast. You were great. It was nice talking to you. All
right, great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for being a part of it.